Everyone we see is a reflection of us. There's so much going on in the world right now. It's hard sometimes to find where your balance is, where the mind balance is. You have all the wars that they're currently portraying on television, and obviously it's just trying to create fear, and there's so much at play here. How much of it do you get involved with? Or are you absent from that way of thinking? I mean, here's the thing, if you don't watch television, then you don't know the news unless you read the paper or see social media. But then you're not attached to the matrix, the narrative. The television is the matrix in a broader sense, not the whole thing. But it's definitely the narrative. You see, without the television, you're not following a script. I think people have forgotten that most of their information, or the source of their knowledge of current state of affairs or what's currently right or wrong, is through the television. What you see and what they're trying to manipulate your thought to be. You see, knowing what latest TV program is a hit, or what celebrity is doing in the fashion industry, or what cologne they're making, or which sports team is doing the best, what's the latest news in media. You see, when you turn all of that off, then you're stepping outside of that and reconnecting to nature. It's something as simple as that. You're still going to have things like computers, interference, and smart fridges, and all of this hoo-ha, but there's nothing wrong with what a normal fridge can do. There's nothing wrong with what a good PC can do. But everyone's fallen into the trap of the new, the improved, the digital, the electronic standards, new phones that bend and flip. Do you find yourself following the latest trend when the previous one will do? When you think about the production of technology and the way industry moves, they've never broken they've never fixed what is working. And this whole time, they've just shown you the same thing, but with different improvement, different clarity. Or it has the latest feature, or it can do this, or it can connect with your other appliances. Or your television is connected to Google, or to another AI bot. You see, that is following the latest gadgets, allowing you to be customized into the digital world. They are slowly introducing it, and it is happening to your face. You are living through it. It is a virtual attack, not only in the spiritual, but through the technological. And it's all through the television. It's all through the narrative that they are pumping through. There's a reason why advertisements, and there's a reason why they play certain programs and television series at certain hertz frequencies. What are they pumping out underneath that the human ear can't hear as well, through the audio, through the satellite, through the television? I've spoken about it before. You see, those who can step outside the box, the idiot box, can see how damning it is. When you think about it, if you take a step out of the situation and watch people sitting on a couch, staring at the television, watching the news. Let's say it's a little bit nighttime and they've got the lights turned off and the blue glow is shining upon their faces. Don't get me wrong, hypnosis through mass media can be occurred through the right amount of flashing at the right times. There is many ways they can control a human mind or a human body through light frequencies, through sound frequencies, through the current timing of what the eye and the retina is capable of seeing before it goes into a trance state. Do not think they don't know this. But when you can have a look at that, you see it sometimes in cartoon series where they zoom out of like an apartment window and you see the person staring at a TV. And sometimes you look at that and think, let's say they've got not a lot of stuff, not a lot of clothes, but they have an apartment, maybe a raggy blanket. You look at that and you say, that's sad. What a sad and sorry state or situation. Not realizing that the majority of human people do the exact same thing, but yet they have trinkets or nice things, or they've made the same apartment look better, but in the end, it's the same thing. It's just a better way of living that same reality. So you see, you're in the same position. But when you look at it from a distance, it's powerful to understand how much control those people are against that. Contemplate with me for a second that the TV is a virtual vampire, an energy, technical energy vampire. And because the television has power, it can receive. So all the time that people are watching these news programs and these series and the adverts and everything that's strategically placed for timing, for audio, and remove yourself from that. Take yourself out. Observe the situation at hand. Picture it in your mind's eye. Just think about it, even if you're not sure. And when you realize how deep people really are, and when you can see exactly why the things are happening, and you always ask yourself, how did they let it happen? It's because everyone has been hypnotized or manipulated or coerced into watching something and not being told the truth about what it does. It's actually rewarding when you think about it to know that that occurs. You see, I think, as an important way of looking at it, it's not shameful or hurtful or egotistical or empathic to see that, but you witness and you observe it and you acknowledge it and you give it love and you appreciate the knowledge and the information that it can give you, because that is what's important for not only healing yourself but for healing others. There are always people in situations that you cannot control, that you cannot adjust or try to break people free from. That is not the role. The role is learning and appreciating the situation. And if it so occurs that they do that, and they break free or they witness a change in that, then you are ready for that situation. But ultimately, it's about viewing and understanding and appreciating that that exists. That thought, that moment, that instance. Even that you view it and realize exactly a connection to what you've seen on television, to what you know, to what is actually happening. Everyone has been prepared to accept the problem so that when it occurs, you are blindsided to see exactly what is happening in front of us. We all know that. So many things are occurring or happening to us not because we can't see it, but because we don't know it's happening. And all of the infrastructure and the businesses and the society norms have been put in place to prevent us from seeing that. If you turn the television off in every home, then there is no war. Not because it doesn't exist, not because you're avoiding it, but in your world, you have no concept of it. You are not creating it. You are about peace and love and abundance, and joy and happiness, and sometimes mischievous. But these are the things that are human nature. So you see, the more people turn off the television, the more they escape the matrix, the more they turn off the narrative. You can still go out and enjoy and entertain. What is the difference in going to the place that it's located at and seeing what they have? You see, the television is just an advert, and they throw movies to keep you watching it, where you don't need it. You can have a television and play DVDs. Does it still power the same? Probably. But it's less likely, because you can choose which ones you want to watch. Slightly different. You might not want to watch anything. It doesn't matter. But you remove yourself from that energy matrix, from that vampire. You turn it off. And as a collective exponential growth, the more people that turn it off, the more the negative ceases to exist. It's not that they're not there, it's just that it's not in people's minds. And we know our minds and our creations and our imagination will build the realities we want to see. And if it's not there, then it doesn't exist in the future or the present now, because that is when it exists. Is it possible that if everyone in the entire world turned off the television, what exists? A fascinating question to leave it with. And with peace and love and light,